What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here with another video, and you know what time it is. We're having another 2-round mock draft, of course, every single week. It's probably every single week. We put up a new one of these because the draft order changes. We learn some more about the teams, and then, of course, when everything changes, the draft changes. So, obviously, you guys seem to enjoy this series, so I'm, of course, going to be catering to you guys. So, if you guys are new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below. We have an amazing community of around 340 people here, which is absolutely insane. I love that, and it's so great to have like a full community where we can talk in the entire comment section, and it's not just me talking to you guys, because I love doing that, but it's even more fun to be able to see you guys talking with me and amongst yourselves. And trust me, we have people from every single team, arguably besides the Lions. We don't really have any Lions fans, so if you're a Lions fan, start up that as well. I've been dying to hear some more stuff from you guys, because I learned from you guys too. Without further ado, you guys aren't here to hear, you guys are not here to hear me talk about all this crap. You guys are here to watch a draft. So, let's rock with it. First pick of the draft, we all know where this is going. Unless this is a trade down because the Jets organization really, really loves Sam Darnold. This is the obvious number 1 overall pick, Trevor Lawrence, out of Clemson. Absolute stud. He's your Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning type of guy where you just know it's like there's no real big red flags apart from holds onto the ball a little bit and then he likes to stare down his read. Those are things that he can switch up, but the only reason he does it is because he's so good. He doesn't even need to really change because he can put it exactly on the spot no matter who is guarding who. Trevor Lawrence he's definitely a special prospect. So definitely vibing with the Lawrence to the Jets pick. And plus, I think the prospect of Lawrence opting out because of the Jets, I don't think they should. The Jets have a lot of young talent, and they're a very much up-and-coming team. They're in a very young division as well, full of young quarterbacks and young teams. So it's a good environment for him to try to prove himself. And there's questions around Tua right now. I'm not 100% sure. We've got to see some more sample size from that, but Trevor Lawrence could easily be the best quarterback in his division, and it's a good division too. So I love that. And then of course he could rewrite the Jets franchise for good. So Trevor Lawrence, love that pick. Next, Justin Fields is going to be the obvious pick here. We see Jake Luton, whatever you want to call him. He is, he had a good go. Same thing with Minshew. They both have some magic in their fingers every now and again, but the NFL stands for not for long. And the quarterback position is getting more and more competitive every single year. Given the fact that this past year we have seen 2, if not 3, franchise quarterbacks taken in the first 5 picks, where the teams are now kind of checking off that QB thing for the next 15 years, I think there's a heightened demand on quarterbacks. Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence are 2 blue-chip prospects. Very, very talented. Justin Fields this last week against Indiana made some questionable reads. He did some stupid stuff, but he still had some amazing throws, and he worked through it. That's the biggest thing for me is when I see a quarterback struggle, A, how do they struggle, but B, how do they handle it? Justin Fields handled it very well, and that's a very good sign. He's an amazing talent, used to anticipation, and he just has a couple things to work on, and with a young team like the Jaguars, he has time to work on that. Bengals. You guys are definitely going to be falling. So you guys are once again in the top run for a very, very talented player. And, well, lo and behold, you guys need the offensive line like it's nobody's business. I mean, you saw Joe Burrow literally got his leg almost freaking amputated. I mean, it was a hyperextension, if I'm not mistaken, that tore his ACL and MCL. So, the offensive line, we all know that's a need. You guys do have Jonah Williams on the left side, but Penei Sewell can be just mauling dudes all you want. Penei Sewell is one of the greatest tackle talents we have seen since people have really been scouting heavily with especially data analytics. Penei Sewell has been on another level. So definitely get protection for Joe Burrow. He is your franchise guy. He's going to check off that mark for 15, 20 years if he lasts that long. I'm praying he does. Even as a Steelers fan, I'm praying he does. Penei Sewell, amazing talent. Now, Cowboys, you guys have now a more interesting solution because it used to be like, okay, you guys are at pick 3, so you can't really pass on Penei Sewell. Kind of generational talent. He'll also be there for like 10, 20 years. Now it gets a little bit more interesting because do you want to go edge or do you want to go corner? I think with 4 cornerbacks on contract here, you kind of got to go corner here. And I know you guys were all like, you might as well get Patrick Surtain even if he's at number 3. Patrick Surtain is an absolute stud. He has the perfect build. He's an outside corner. He's a number one corner, and you're pairing him up with Trayvon Diggs. You already have chemistry there, so I think that's an excellent choice. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. The Dallas Cowboys defense really needs it. They are young. They have time to redevelop, but they really need to invest in that secondary, especially since they don't really have the funds to reinvest. I know they have some money, but not for new contracts for corners type of money, if you guys get where I'm going with that. So definitely Patrick Surtain, pair him up with Trayvon Diggs. You guys are going to have 2 home run hitting cornerbacks there. Love that to death. Excellent corner. Next, the Washington football team. I didn't call them Redskins for the first time. I feel very accomplished about that. You guys either need a quarterback or like a weapon here. Jamar Chase is an excellent weapon, but I mean at this point, I know some of you guys like to argue with me about Zach Wilson being at this pick, but realistically, it could even go to the Cowboys. I know Cowboys said that they're going to be rocking Dak Prescott, so we're definitely going to believe that. But Zach Wilson is kind of, again, from this last draft, seeing that 2, if not 3 franchise quarterbacks were found in the first round, there's kind of a heightened demand where it's like, shit, if we're the Washington football team, like, hey, your team is really good. They say offensive line's a need. I don't think so. Morgan Moses he's aging, so obviously you need that. Cornelius Lucas has been putting up a couple 90 PFF grades, and he just got injured. That's the only reason why he's not playing too well right now is because he's injured. And then Roulier, I forgot the dude's name I believe he was from Atlanta, like Schweitzer or something like that. And then you also have Scherf. I mean, you have a good line. You have solid running backs as well. Antonio Gibson, one of my guys from the last draft. And then you have a solid wide receiver core where guys are stepping up. You have a good offense. Put a quarterback in there. Alex Wilson. Alex Smith has been very serviceable, and it's a huge, huge, huge tip of the cap to him. He has been, like, imagine him last year playing, like, if you said that he was going to play this year, you'd be like, good one. I don't even know he's going to walk this year. So big cap off to Alex Smith there. But Zach Wilson, he has so much talent. And, again, we're in the NFL where if you're not able to put up dubs, you're kind of cycled out. So Zach Wilson has a shit ton of potential. He has injury concerns. He has cockiness concerns. And then I think he just has a couple little other flaws. But, I mean, those are correctable. Those really are correctable apart from the injury. Like, I really think that's correctable. Just tell Zach to shut the fuck up. It's the NFL. He'll have one of those NFL moments, and he'll definitely calm down. But just the injury stuff might be the biggest concern. But Zach Wilson has been showing that he's an excellent blue chip prospect in this draft. You just need to see him play probably some higher level competition. Boise State was a great outing for him, but maybe play like a team like Oregon? I don't know. Next, Chargers. You guys need offensive line, but unfortunately, it's a little bit of a mess up here because Penei Sewell's taken, and there's no tackle worth this spot. If we're going to be 100% honest, I think this is where you get your value in the second round. Could you go Micah Parsons here? Yeah, you definitely could. Could you go Chase here? Yeah, you definitely could. And you could even go pass rusher here. Yeah, you could. Because you guys are saying like Uchenna Nwosu and Jerry Tillery were taken to replace Ingram. Yeah, but do you really think that they're the long-term answer? I don't think Uchenna Nwosu is going to be that elite of a player. But at the same time, we could be going Caleb Farley here because Caleb Farley, to me, he has top 3 potential in the class. The more I read up on this guy, he's an absolute freak of nature. Like he has all the size, he has the press ability, he has the speed, he has all the measurables. His only problem is injuries. We just saw somebody who's kind of injury prone get taken earlier, right? Caleb Farley has more talent than Patrick Surtain has, and that's kind of hard to say. Like this is a very good good duo in the class. So Caleb Farley definitely is on the radar here. But we have to weigh the other options. You know, Micah Parsons definitely could be there. Kaiser White's not going to be the long-term answer. And you guys did just go linebacker in the first round with Kenneth Murray, which I thought was a good pick. So there's a lot of ways we can go here. We could even drop all the way down. Jesus, why did Wyatt Davis fall that much? So all the way down to Wyatt Davis. But again, if this is a real draft, I see this as huge trade back spot. You guys have a young team that you want to develop with a great quarterback. I would say trade down just so you can get maybe a tackle, and then maybe you can get a first next year as well, and then stack up on the picks. Do similar to a Dolphins scenario. But given the fact that we're not doing trades this draft, we're either going to be going Kwity Paye here, because I think Rousseau is a little overrated. Kwity Paye, or else we're going Caleb Farley. So again, if you guys are fans of these teams, comment down below what you would pick, and tell me why. I don't like it being like, oh, dude, you should have taken Jalen Waddle. Why? Why would I have taken Jalen Waddle over Gregory Rousseau someplace? Like, I want to hear why, because of course I can definitely be wrong. The best part about this job is that I get to learn from you guys, just straight up. So it's fun for me to do these drafts. I used to do it in my free time, and I just started doing it for you guys, and you love it. But tell me why. Tell me why you do things. But you guys did just give away your star corner, Desmond King. And you do have pass rushers who you are developing. I think Jerry Tillery is much more of an interior defensive lineman prospect. I think that he doesn't really fit. I don't think he fits the 4-3 edge too much. 4-3 end. But we're going to be going Caleb Farley here. Again, I really like the Kwity Paye idea. I like Greg Rousseau. But Caleb Farley is just insane talent. Think a lot of Jason Verrett. I mean, you guys are probably getting quivers because of how often Jason Verrett was injured. But think of Jason Verrett maybe if he never got injured. I think that's the potential for Caleb Farley. Again, I think that's honestly a really good comparison for him because I'm pretty sure Jason Verrett's playing really well this year for the 49ers, ? Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. But Caleb Farley is an absolute beast. And I think he has potential. I mean, you have an aging corner core, but you have guys who he might be able to take some reps and also sit out so you can preserve him longer too. It's just a really good scenario for Caleb Farley, and it's just a really good scheme because you used to have Jason Verrett too. Now, New York. At this point, you're either down to Jamar Chase or Mike Parsons, right? There's no... I don't think Kwity Paye can jump these two. These two are extreme talents in the draft. So the question is, do you want to get your Odell Beckham Jr. 2.0, or do you want to fix up that defense? And this is such a hard decision for me to make, especially for you guys, because I know you guys love your offense. And you guys have pretty much all the same type of guys. Like, most of them are route runners. You have one deep threat in Darius Slayton, but I don't know if he's the long-term answer. I love Slayton. I gave him a round 2 grade when I first saw him. So the fact that you guys stole him late on, I mean, that's really good. And I love the route running. So I don't know if you need Jamar Chase as much as you want to fix up that defense. I believe Blake Martinez has been doing an amazing job for y'all. But again, I don't think Blake Martinez can do it alone. There's more than just one linebacker on the field, if you feel me. And he has pass rushing ability. So you need edge and linebacker. He can do both. He's an excellent player. He's very versatile. And he's definitely somebody, I have more faith in him lasting than Jamar Chase. Just to be 100% fair with you, I think that would just be the best pick. And that kind of screws over the Dolphins as well. So the Dolphins, I would have went Micah Parsons 10 out of 10. You guys have been loving the drafts where I get Micah Parsons, right? You guys just absolutely love it. You've been eating it up. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. New York is going to take much more the safe route, and I think that's a good move. I honestly think it's a good move. Danny Dimes, if he's your guy, then maybe you can put some more weapons around him. But you guys don't even know if he's your guy. So why would you invest in the weapons now and kind of neglect the defense rather than build the defense and then get the weapons along with the quarterback? I don't know. That might be a stupid idea, but I think that's the right way to go. New York, plus, if you guys do like drafting defensive players. So I'd be rocking Micah Parsons here. Dolphins, I know you guys do not want Jamar Chase. I know that for a fact. You guys don't want another 6'3" speed guy. You already have that with Preston Williams. So that's kind of weird to say that. But if you guys do think Tua's the answer, Jalen Waddle's your guy. Jalen Waddle is not as good as Jamar Chase. But he could fit the scheme a lot better. You do not have a small speed deep threat with just all types of, a full array of weapons on him. He can just do anything. Jalen Waddle's going to be the pick here. You guys are going to be going crazy because Jamar Chase is falling. But again, these teams apart from New York, I can't see him going anywhere. I seriously can't. Maybe Washington? But I can't see him going anywhere else. Now, the Falcons. That's an interesting pick. Because they easily can go Jamar Chase, Greg Rousseau, or Kwity Paye. Or even Trey Lance. I hear that because they're going into a new organization. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. That's probably the best part of the job is I get corrected. They're going to be moving on from Matt Ryan because they're moving into a new generation, a new organizational leadership. So usually they draft a new guy. And that pretty much leaves Trey Lance. The NFL is really high on this guy. So I think that's going to be an excellent option. They're going to be rocking Trey Lance. And again, Jamar Chase is falling. And that's not, again, I don't plan this out. This is always on the spot. You guys are not going to like Jamar Chase falling, but unless your team gets Jamar Chase. And oh my lord. For fuck's sake. Oh, Patriots fans, you guys are clamoring in your boots right now. Again, remember, this is going to be without trades. In the real draft, some team is going to hop the Chargers and pick Jamar Chase. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Or Micah Parsons. And then, of course, that would just leave these teams that have to choose that. But just remember, without trades, this is totally different. Now, I always go Caleb Farley for the Panthers, right? Always go that way. But again, you guys, this is a spot where I could see a tackle going. Because I was corrected. Taylor Moton's on contract, and I believe whoever's at your left tackle, I'm not 100% sure right now. Again, tell me down in the comment section. He is been playing pretty buns. So you guys do need a tackle, badly. So I'm going to be giving you one, because I don't think J.C. Horn, like the third quarterback, is going to be as good as the number 2 tackle. I just don't really think so. So we're going to be going Samuel Cosmi here. He's my number 2 tackle in the class. Just an excellent, solid tackle over the past couple years. Mel Kiper guy. Usually I follow Mel Kiper, and I don't follow him word for word because that's just a little bit BS. You guys don't want to see that, but Samuel Cosmi is that type of weapon, and he's been very consistent over his career. I hate this. I absolutely hate having to do that for everybody who is not a Patriots fan, but Jamar Chase fell. Extremely unrealistic. Again, this is another trade back spot where a team would trade up for Jamar Chase. So, again, unrealistic because of the fact no trades. There will be a lot of trades in this draft because a lot of teams have a lot of different needs. And then a lot of teams have a lot of different strategies. Some are in rebuild mode, some are in retool, some are in win now. So, I mean, it's the same thing every year, but this year especially, there's a pretty big gap between teams that are retooling and rebuilding and then, of course, win now. So the Lions, I just did a video on them, and it's going to be up on Wednesday after this second round pops up. But they need weapons because I think 4 or 5 wide receivers are on contract year. Devontae Smith's going to be the best they get. And that's sounding like it's a horrible thing. No, Devontae Smith's an absolute beast. Absolute beast. So I cannot fault them whatsoever for doing that. Devontae Smith's he's just that dude. And again, Greg Rousseau and Kwity Paye are falling. They're absolute studs. Do not get me wrong. I am not hating on either of these guys. Neither Kyle Pitts either. I love all 3 of these prospects. It's just that the value and the needs are just so great that we just can't be taking edge. Like, what? Are we going to start replacing Brian Burns here? No. And then Jamar Chase is just too good to damn pass up. And then again, as I just said, 5 wide receivers on contract year. You need another. Also, they kind of lack a good speed threat. Devontae Smith is an absolute stud. So this class has a lot of really good talent, as does every draft. We say the same thing every year. Oh, this is the best we've seen in a while. You know, it really, yeah. It gets kind of repetitive, guys. It's starting to become clear that it's a little bit repetitive. But we do have some edge players falling, and that does happen. Rashawn Gary fell in the draft, and I was hearing top 10 hype, top 5 hype on Rashawn Gary. He fell, I'm pretty sure, to like pick 15 or something to the Packers. So this does happen, and especially he kind of reminds me of Kwity Paye, like Michigan guy. So definitely is possible. And again, Kyle Pitts, you know, I mean, he is actually apparently getting scouted by the. Why am I thinking of the Tampa Bay Vikings? I don't even know. Minnesota Vikings. But Minnesota, you guys are hitting on all cylinders. You did just released Pat Elflein. It's obvious that you guys are looking for another guard. Go with Wyatt Davis here. Definitely, he's a blue chip prospect. If you want to watch, I say this in every single draft I do, watch Ohio State last year. The running holes, like that wide. Of course, not that wide, but like wide, like really fucking wide. So definitely a need. Wyatt Davis is an absolute stud. Rocking with him is definitely going to be the thing to do. Now, again, you 49ers fans hate it when I take Kwity Paye or Greg Rousseau. I did it last time too. Greg Rousseau fell last time. Now, I'm stuck between J.C. Horn and Kwity Paye. And I'll describe what I'm thinking right now. So, I don't like D Ford. I don't like his contract. And you have 2 big contracts you have to deal with. Fred Warner, and you have to deal with Trent Williams. Now, I'm not 100% sure on your cap, and Jimmy G might honestly be gone. You never know. He could probably go to the Bears for all we know. You never know what the hell's about to go on in the NFL. But, we have to sign those 2 players. And we don't know the cap's going to be there, right? So, I think that good idea is to cut D Ford and make like $16.5 million. It was unguaranteed dollars too. $16.5 million cap space. That's huge. That is huge. Like, I think that would be a great choice. And then you just get a steal like Kwity Paye. You guys say we already have 4 first rounders on our D line. Okay. I mean, like, okay. that doesn't mean that you don't. Just because you have good talent there doesn't mean you don't put excellent talent there. But again, I can see the need is so great at corner because Verrett and Sherman are not going to last forever. I think everybody knows that. Even a damn person who doesn't know football knows that eventually people will decay to the point where they can't play anymore. So J.C. Horn's going to be the pick here. And he's an absolute stud. Now, this leaves an amazing pick for the Broncos to be able to add some more pass rush because I don't know how much longer Von Miller is going to be playing. If I'm not mistaken, he's like 32, 33. So he's an absolute stud. But I think it's the time to get another replacement. Bradley Chubb hasn't been playing to the greatest of his aspirations. I seriously don't think it's that big of a need. But, again, you guys could be going for a quarterback here. I could honestly see Kyle Trask going to the Broncos. That is a legit thing I could see happening. But when there's just such good talent on the freaking board, man, can you pass it up? No, we're going to be going Kwity Paye here. It's a little too good to pass up. Next, Bears. Again, you guys have been clamoring for a quarterback here. I don't see This is a great trade back spot. I can see the Bears trading back here because they are kind of in like win now / retool mode. It's a really weird spot. Again, when free agency comes, this will all change again. It's like everything's going to change. But right now, with the current outlook, they need a tackle. Like it's nobody's business. I've been doing this for a while now. The line has been playing horribly. It doesn't matter if you get a quarterback. You stick them behind a garbage line, they're donezo. So Darsa's going to be the pick here. He's an absolute stud, man. It's just a great pick. Now, Dolphins fans, again, you are not going to be too happy with how this draft's turning out because usually you get Devontae Smith and then you get also Micah Parsons. You don't have that ability now anymore. So the question is, do I want to go JOK here or do I want to give you Gregory Rousseau? Stick him in Miami. Keep him in Miami. Super young. I know Ogba's the only dude on your team who's actually producing. Lawson has not been doing too hot, and he hasn't really been doing too hot in his entire career, to be fair. And then, of course, you could be always going linebacker. But again, Gregory Rousseau's falling so far, you might as well pick him up. He's a very raw prospect, and you have a very young team. So being able to get the guy, he's a freak. 6'5", 6'6", 250 pounds, 260. Absolute tank. So much potential there, and it's just too good to pass up. So it's just an excellent spot, and you steal him from the Ravens. You do not want the Ravens to get Gregory Rousseau. Bottom line. Now the Ravens, you fans are going to get pissed at me because I'm going to be straight up. Your quarterback is a runner who can throw. There was a good comparison between Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson said on Sunday. They said Cam Newton is a thrower that can run. And they said Lamar is a runner that can throw. Which is quite surprising. I'm not 100% on board with saying that Cam Newton is the thrower that can run. I don't really buy with that. But usually when you guys ditch that run game, you go like a little bit down on the stat sheet in terms of wins, right? So it is kind of a necessity for you guys to run. So I don't know if wide receiver is really a need. I love your weapons. Like personally, Hollywood Brown, he's great. Devin Duvernay, my number 4 wide receiver in the entire class last year. He has a lot of potential. James Prochet, he's an amazing route runner with great hands and a great returner. A little bit of bias because I'm from SMU. However, he just completely changes the game. I don't think that is going to be the issue. However, your pass rush has been kind of shit. If we're going to be honest, it has been kind of shit. You are going to be losing Calais Campbell soon. You guys got Unique Ngakoue, and he's been producing here and there. But again, there's no safety that's worth this pick. And we could be going Kyle Pitts here, but again, I think that's a little too much. That's a little too oversaturation. Like you guys would probably like it, but that seems a little fishy. So Joseph Asai is an absolute tank here. You guys might not like this pick, but he's an absolute tank. I think he's a great weapon for you guys. I'm just checking to see if there's any other things I can see happening here. I'm surprised that Xavier Collins is this high, but we're gonna be going Joseph Asai here. He's just an absolute weapon. I think he's almost as good, if not as good, as Gregory Rousseau. And I've been watching him for like a little bit now, like quite a few months. And I had him before. I had him in like the early second since he was rated in the 5th round. Like I've loved this kid. He's shown off on tape. He's done the highlights. He's done the consistency. Now everybody's loving him. That's great. Now Eagles. You guys need either. I don't think you need safety as much because McLeod hasn't been playing too horribly. You guys have definitely told me that, and I love that about you guys. You guys are very vocal. It's very fun to do stuff for you guys. Now. You could be shipping out Zach Ertz, and then Dallas Goedert hasn't been doing too hot for you guys, so, Kyle Pitts wouldn't be too horrible of a pick, right? We could be going Rashad Bateman, but you guys do need a linebacker. Nathan Gary, I believe, is, like, one of your best linebackers, and that's not a good pick, right? So I've been doing this for you guys for a little while. JOK is definitely a weapon here. Again, you guys would probably be fine with me going a corner like Sean Wade and then or Eric Stokes and then getting a linebacker in second round, but Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah I think is better than both Eric Stokes and Sean Wade, especially for this system. Maybe Sean Wade would be better because Nickel Roby-Coleman is kind of ass, which honestly we're going to be rocking that. Nickel Roby-Coleman has been complete dog crap, and I'm not really a fan of supporting butt cheeks. We're just going to be straight up here, guys. So I'm going to help you guys out. You guys invested a lot of money in Darius Slay. So you guys obviously have some form of emphasis on that secondary. So have Sean Wade go in there and kind of fill the role that Nickel Roby-Coleman is really not filling, and definitely strengthen that. And I think there's good linebackers down the board, and honestly, there's not that many teams that really need a linebacker that badly. Now, Cardinals, you guys do have some needs, and Kyle Pitts could be a too good to pass up situation. Now, I had a Cardinals fan on one of my last videos say, dude, I don't think that Pat Freiermuth was a good pick there because in the scheme of Cliff Kingsbury, tight ends are really rarely used apart from blocking, which I found actually quite interesting. So you guys did teach me that, but I think that apart from if you guys win this year the Super Bowl, which I predicted you guys would, I don't think that you guys would have to stick to that. It's a good scheme, and wide receiver doing the flats are like great options, but Kyle Pitts is such a weapon. Again, but we should be going corner here. Patrick Peterson is coming up on a contract here, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the fact that he's also aging, and he's starting to become a liability. So Darien Kendrick could be an option here as well. I like Eric Stokes, though. Eric Stokes has proven to be a really good corner this year, a really good corner, and he has the instincts. I've seen him jump off routes. I kind of compare him to Marcus Peters, if I'm going to be 100% honest. Just by seeing how good his instincts are, I would say he's more of a Marcus Peters type. So we're going to go Eric Stokes here, because, again, you guys really need it, unless you guys want to go edge, which, again, there's no real value for edge. Azeez Ojulari is a great weapon, but I can't really see it. Maybe Jason Away, who might be going later in this draft. But, yeah, you guys get the hint. So Jags, we could be going a multitude of routes. We could be going to protect your new investment, your new commander-in-chief. Or, Kyle Pitts is here, though. Can you pass up on Kyle Pitts at pick 21? That's my question. He is the best offensive weapon in the class, in my opinion. Problem is, I just haven't found a spot where that would be really worth it. Tight ends aren't as valuable in the NFL, in my opinion, anymore. And I haven't really seen that, getting a top tight end, the teams with top tight ends being the teams with the top ratings. Travis Kelce, but I think it's more Patrick Mahomes than anything. And you have weapons like Tyreek Hill that can really make a difference. George Kittle, he made a difference. He definitely made a difference. Excellent player. But, again, I don't know if it was as much of a difference as a Tyreek Hill. But here, it's pick 21, for God's sakes. I don't think we can pass up on him. I know you guys want protection, but there's some good second-round tackles. There's better depth at tackle than tight end. Exponentially. So I think that's the place we're going to go. Raiders, you guys just got Takk McKinley, so this hasn't been updated. And, of course, we don't know how good Takk McKinley is. But I think a good route, because I've seen Corey Littleton actually not playing to his level. Linebacker wouldn't be a bad choice here. But let's look at the picks, because JOK could definitely be a really fun guy to pair up with Raekwon McMillan. That'd be a really fun duo up there. Of course, you do have plenty of linebackers, so it's not really something you'd really target, but it could be something, right? Now, Elijah Vera Tucker could also be one, because again, I know that your guard situation, you got some aging dudes on that line. You definitely do. So getting a guy like Elijah Vera Tucker could definitely fit and do a really good job there. You could even get Creed Humphrey and then sub him at center as soon as Rodney Hudson retires. You could be grooming him at guard and switch him to center. There's plenty of ways that we can go here, right? We don't need running back. I don't think you need wide receiver either. Just because Tyrell Williams is hurt? No, you don't need a wide receiver at all. I think you guys have plenty of good players. Linebacker, again, something we can do. Tackle, no. Interior defensive line, definitely. But I'm not an interior defensive line type of dude. I don't think they really make that big of a difference. Unless you get an Aaron Donald, which I don't think J. Tuafele is an Aaron Donald. And again, we can go Ryan Slater as a guard too. I'm going to be going Elijah Vera Tucker here. And I think I just have faith in your linebackers more than anything to have a rebound year. There's a reason why you signed two of them in the offseason. And Elijah Vera Tucker, He's a little bit raw, but if you are able to groom him and be able to have him learn under like a Richie Incognito, dude, you guys live, breathe, and die by Derek Carr's success as well as Josh Jacobs. Those both really need a good offensive line. So keep rocking with Elijah Vera Tucker and just keep rolling with it. And it's time to get rid of Sion Taki. He just had a pick six, but I mean, you can't have one pick six be the reason why you pass up on a stud linebacker like JOK. He's an absolute stud, really good measurables. I mean, I've just seen him get faked out once by an option, and that's it. So JOK, absolute beast. And now the Colts, we all know Costanzo is going to retire soon. If not this year, he was supposed to retire this year until they brought in Phillip Rivers. But the question is, do you want to go Kyle Trask? Which, again, I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to go quarterback 5. When you have a guy like Eichenberg here or Jalen Mayfield, honestly, people have been going, like somebody commented in my thing yesterday, he's not even a day 2 pick. You guys seriously do not watch Jalen Mayfield then. He's an absolute beast. Handled Chase Young, the number 2 overall pick. He's the one dude who stopped Chase Young, like completely in his tracks. And he's been playing super consistent ever since. Jalen Mayfield's an absolute stud and could be going even higher than this. I'm going to be going him here, though. You know, he definitely has the potential to learn from Costanzo if he wants to stay one more year. And then this team breathes and dies again on that run game. Phillip Rivers, or whoever's going to be there, is not going to be the type of dude who's going to be a game changer. Unless he has time to do so. So Jalen Mayfield's definitely going to be a guy where I'm pretty sure he's a right tackle, but you can easily kick him over to left if he learns from a man like Costanzo. And I'm sure if Costanzo retires, he'd still help groom Jalen Mayfield in some way, shape, or form in the offseason. So I think that's an amazing pick. Just continue that trend of having the best offensive line, and you can never go wrong with being able to protect whoever is your commander back there. Jets, you guys were saying about George Fant, if I'm not mistaken, being like a great right tackle. That's complete BS. I don't know where you're pulling that out of. I see him play week to week and just see complete destruction happening. That being said, ETN would be a fun addition, wouldn't it? Like, ETN would be fun. I think, again, there's enough tackles that will fall that getting a guy like ETN might be worth it at this point. Again, I don't know. Like, where can we see ETN going in the next picks, right? Titans, no. Bucks, no. They have their weapons. Bills, I mean, how many times are they going to draft the same type of fucking running back? Packers, no. Same thing with both of these teams. Steelers, maybe. But again, when did the Steelers draft a first-round running back? I'm not really sure, so we got to see about what pick that is, too, because especially with all the problems looming. I think the Jets are going to take their chances here and get something that they actually know is going to help out, and that's Liam Eichenberg. I've heard some really big rumors that Eichenberg is one of the top tackles in the class for a lot of teams, like top 2 type scenario. So he's an absolute beast. At right tackle, you saw Notre Dame be able to run the ball against Clemson, and they're just able to roll against anybody. So Liam Eichenberg is going to be the X factor here. You need that offensive line help, man. You guys want the weapons. You guys will get the weapons down the line. This is not the spot to get weapons. So just watch out for that. And I've been rolling with this pick for a while now. Jason Away right here. 4.3 speed on the best edge rush in the country. Just the amount of, like, once his measurables come out, his official times, which I believe he was timed at sub 4.4. So if he is actually 4.3, like, holy shit. Like, I'm not really allowed to cuss too much on YouTube, but whoa. Like, whoa. So that's some big news. Now we are with the Buccaneers. Now the Buccaneers, they have a lot of people to resign. And I don't think they're going to be able to get back Ndamukong Suh. I think they're going to focus more on getting a Shaq Barrett back than Ndamukong Suh. Therefore, J. Tuafele is a great choice. Like, this is the spot where you can take a D tackle. It's the end of the first. You know, J. Tuafele is the most polished prospect of the entire class for a defensive lineman. He's an absolute beast. So definitely don't sleep on him at all. Now, the Bills, they kind of need a secondary corner because I know that Darius Jackson has been playing pretty well. But again, A, he's not going to last too long on the contract. And then B, you also have contract on Levi Wallace. So Darien Kendrick's a huge target for me right here. He's been playing really well for Clemson. He used to be in the late second, early third for me. He's been rising as well. He's been playing really good football. Again, we can be going Zaven Collins here even. but I think we're going to be going Darien Kendrick. He's an absolute beast. So let's rock with it. Let's rock with Darien Kendrick here. Now, Packers, you guys, I mean, I guess you guys got kind of stolen out of Darien Kendrick. I'm happy that Asante Samuel's rising too. But you guys do need some wide receiver help. So it's either Terrence Marshall Jr. or Rashad Bateman. And you already have your route runner, right? Terrence Marshall is much more of a deep threat than Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman's great. Don't get me wrong. But I think Terrence Marshall Jr. is a little bit better, especially for this scheme. You need to get a little bit more speed on here. Rashad Bateman is much more of a route runner with some good hands for me, and I don't think you really want to Devontae Adams. That doesn't sound too bad, but I don't think you want to Devontae Adams here. Now, the Kansas City Chiefs, they need a guard like it's nobody's business, and Creed Humphrey is right now planning on playing guard in the NFL. I mean, he can fit center or guard, so this is kind of a no-brainer. Protect your $500 million investment. Now, Saints, this is where I've been rocking quarterback every time, and seeing Taysom Hill play, I think they're a little too emotionally attached to go quarterback here. And Taysom Hill played a solid game. You know, I think he was like 18 of 23 or something for 200-something yards and a touchdown or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but I'm pretty sure that was like close to the stat line, which is solid. And they won. Obviously, the offense dipped, but that's the first start he's ever had in his entire career. So, kind of like that's a pretty good spot to start off on. So, the question is, are we going to be going for the man himself, Kyle Trask? And again, I don't think the organization is going to do this. I would do it. Organization, maybe not so much. They do kind of need a linebacker, though. Zaven Collins is a beast. Dylan Moses is a beast. But I think we're going to go Dylan Moses here. Zaven Collins, I don't have him at 35. He's been playing really good football, especially against my team, SMU. But again, Alabama, Dylan Moses, he has great coaching. He's been playing not as highly as we thought he would, but he has that potential. On a Saints crew where he can be taught by some of the best coaches in the league, I think it's the spot for him to go. Dylan Moses is an absolute stud, man. Now the Steelers, we need a tackle. I'm going to be straight up. I don't think Villanueva's returning. I mean, maybe we can I think the best case scenario is let Bud Dupree go, even though he's been playing great. Or maybe even sign Bud Dupree to one more franchise tag, but maybe franchise tag Villanueva and then get a guy like Dylan Redunce to grow under him. Maybe. We need some help because I know Big Ben, if we don't win it this year, he might want to go one more, and you got to protect Ben. And we're all about that run game, baby. We're all about that run game. So Dylan Redunce has been playing really well throughout his entire career. Same thing with Alex Leatherwood. I don't think we need the guard spots to be filled at all. I really don't. I think we have some solid dudes at guard. But, I mean, Dylan Redunce has just been balling out. So I think the NFL is a little bit higher on him. I'm higher on Leatherwood, per se. But, again, I saw Leatherwood get a little bit blown up this last week. Even against Kentucky, I saw him not do too fair. So Dylan Redunce is going to be the guy. You know, you might as well. I know Ryan Slater's really high in the NFL, but this is something where I'm just going to halt it right there. I'm not too huge of a fan. I think he tracks more as a guard with this talent. But let me know what you guys think. This is a pretty huge draft. So it was much different, I believe, than the ones I've done before. And I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, if you guys are new, hit that sub button, drop a comment down below, drop a like, and remember, hit the notification bell because we got plenty of people coming. We got plenty of people on the notification squad, and I make content all the time. I really appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the far side. Peace.